From kicking off heads while fighting in brutal Muay Thai matches to cracking skulls after joining the MMA, Cyril Gane could finally hold the heavyweight title in his hands pretty soon. But he revealed an interesting fact that could probably cost him the title. He admitted he's extremely lazy. You would think that with a Muay Thai background before his MMA career, he'd be an absolute tank of pure conviction. But apparently, that isn't the case with the fighter. He hasn't really had any proper fighting background, but he still broke onto the MMA scene quickly and proved himself with wrestling. And only 2 years after his debut, the young star had the heavyweight belt in his hand and was soaring through the ranks. Just think about how amazing that journey actually is. It only took him 3 years in total to establish himself as a lean, mean UFC machine, and in the heavyweight division no less, though he did eventually get beat pretty badly by the unstoppable Francis Ngannou.
Just do much of this. Oh, he's got him flattened out. He's in real trouble.
Nonetheless, he recovered and regained his status in time for another great fight. In UFC 285, he's facing off against Jon Jones. That's right, the Jon Jones. I know, he's supposed to be retired, right? But he's making a comeback for his previous title as the champ. Now, it's going to be no easy feat, especially since Gane may pose a greater threat than previously thought. He revealed that he was so lazy that he only trained if he had a fight actually coming up. The rest of the time, he was just chilling out, binge eating, and relaxing. Even with such a short training schedule, he was winning fights back to back. That's pretty wild. Unconventional, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this was definitely a shocking revelation for fans. He's the #1 contender for the heavyweight belt, so he should be training his butt off trying to keep it that way. But he admitted that he barely threw a punch after his win against Tai Tuivasa, which was in September 2022.
Declaring the winner by knockout!
Now that he's had the Jon Jones fight finalized, he's begun training again. He said it was because he had a life outside of UFC and had priorities like professional opportunities, media obligations, and spending time with his family. But he admitted it was something he was trying to snap out of and said it was a big regret in his career. His second title fight seems to have fixed him, and he's going to enter the octagon once again. The last time he did, it was against Ngannou, who outperformed him and left him lying dazed on the mat.
In training, you mean? He said he knocked him out of training. Yeah. That's what Francis said.
But it's a completely different challenge this time. Jon Jones was supposed to be retired and completely out of the UFC circle for 3 years, but he's considered such a huge threat even after so long that he's being given a shot at the title fight as soon as he announced he wanted back in. So it's understandable why people still consider him the original GOAT. The former champ came on his Twitter account and took some questions from his fans, and someone asked Jones if he thought Gane was the most dangerous striker he's ever gone against. And that could actually be very true, because Cyril Gane used to be a Muay Thai fighter before joining the MMA. That's a lethal combo of moves he has in his arsenal. He had an impressive record of 13-0 in the sport. That is just insane. And we've all seen how ruthless he can be. He's easily outmaneuvered and overpowered Alexander Volkov, Tai Tuivasa, Derek Lewis, and Jairzinho Rosenstruck. So calling him just another average Joe in the UFC was just blatant disrespect. And Gane is just keeping a mental note of all the things his rival is saying now. Seems like we're going to see him take out his vengeance in the ring. That's gonna be painful to watch. For who? Nobody's sure yet. Jones said that he's faced off against Lyoto Machida and Thiago Santos when he was only 205 pounds, and they were way more dangerous than Gane. He also pointed out that it isn't even a kickboxing match, where Gane might be at an advantage since he's fought people way more intimidating. he seems to be at peace, blissfully unaware of what's awaiting him. According to him, he thinks he's going to give Gane a major whooping because he's only gotten more explosive and quicker with time. He said that he's trained so much that he has knockout power that he's never shown anyone before. The fight is going to be a showdown for the ages. That much is clear. The UFC's heavyweight division is eager to see how the historic lightweight champion is going to perform. He originally gave up his title in 2020 to move up a division, but that hasn't left him at a disadvantage. His lengthy layoff, as well as the fact that he appeared kinda weak in his most recent 2 heavyweight fights, are making people doubt if he should have really pushed himself to move up and made an enemy of Gane as quickly as he has. Don't want to jinx it for him, but bad move, man. But Gane is probably a bit relaxed now since seeing Jones' latest fights. He hasn't competed in years and was taking way more hits than usual. Almost looked like taking him down was going to be too easy for Gane, though he is definitely also sweating Jones' abilities. The former heavyweight champion is one of the best wrestlers in MMA history. In addition to being a skilled striker and submission specialist, Gane should be concerned about this aspect of the matchup, given that Ngannou took him down several times, even without a wrestling background. But given Jon Jones' history of using banned substances in his fight to win, I'd be a little more hesitant to call him the greatest of all time. But Cyril Gane's coach defended him and said that he's changed his ways. Coach Fernand Lopez admitted that yeah, Gane was extremely lazy, but that was the old him, and apparently, after Ngannou wiped the floor with him, he's been taking things a lot more seriously. Now he spends every second of his day in the gym, even when he doesn't have a date for a match. His coach said that even when they went to Vegas together, Gane kept his focus. He actually flew out one of the best grapplers in the business to train with, and he'd be around Gane constantly, sparring whenever they got a chance. Coach Fernandez said that his student now realizes the importance of training consistently. It's the only way you can get better, because once you start training only when you have a fight, your mindset revolves only around beating the guy in front of you.
Now the thing is, the problem for Gane is that
There's the tap!
There's the tap!
Welcome
Wow.
to the UFC, Cyril Gane!
It's not an approach that can be considered long-term, because at one point, you're going to underestimate your opponent instead of evolving to be greater even than yourself. And now, his coach doesn't complain. But I'm actually surprised people are hating on the fighter for it. It's not like he's coming out and making all sorts of excuses for his training routine. He said he knows it was wrong and he's working on it. It's a vulnerable spot for him, and at least he knows what to do better now. Gane is busy working on his stamina and strength so that he's at his prime even without a fight lined up. So if I was Jones, I wouldn't be so sure of winning. Well, that was it for the only thing that could cost Cyril Gane his heavyweight title.
Throws it right back in the pocket, but Gane connecting on some shots and throws in a left knee.
A lot of eyes have been hurt tonight. Jumping switch knee.
That's gotta be it.
Goes down.
Hammer fist from Cyril Gane! He's putting on quite the display.
Yeah, there's still 2 more rounds. If he keeps attacking that body.
Oh!
Yes, that's it. Percussive and concussive by Cyril Gane.